Welcome from Hidden Lake Gardens, Marketing and Publicity Coordinator, Jessica Goodrich, and Grounds Manager and Bonsai Expert, John Genero. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Bart. How
Good.
are you?
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
And John, welcome to the show
Thank
for the
you.
first time.
Wonderful to be here. Thank you.
All right, so I probably mispronounced Bonsai and Genero.
Yeah, it's all right. That's okay. Everyone does.
Yeah.
You got Bonsai down now.
Bonsai,
Yeah.
Genero.
Bonsai, and it's Genero.
Genero. Yeah, and I practiced. They know I practiced ahead of time, and I still screwed it up.
It happens to everyone.
So, how's the Hidden Lake Gardens doing with all that rain we had? Did you get hit bad?
We got quite a bit. We've got quite a bit of rain. We we do the NOAA weather report for Tipton, Michigan, and so every day I take care of the NOAA report and report into the NOAA weather station itself here in Michigan. And so we had gotten 2.35 inches of rain here at Hidden Lake Gardens. It wasn't too bad. The ducks and the geese that are around on the pond decided to go off into the grassy areas where there was a little extra water. So they were excited to get away from their normal haunt where they've been.
Okay. Well, we've got some things coming up. And first up, we want to talk about something that's happening this weekend.
Yep.
And
this
that
Saturday.
is, it's the bonsai.
The Art of Bonsai. Yep.
Bonsai.
Yep,
Bonsai.
This Saturday, July
Art of
13th.
Bonsai.
Yes.
Think of
Bonsai.
B-O-N-E, like a bone, and then sai, like you know.
We'll get everybody on the same page
Yeah, we're gonna
before
get
they
on
come
the same
out
page.
on Saturday.
Bonsai.
It's always a fun day. This is an annual event we've been doing. Took a little pause during COVID, but we did bring it back last year. And it was great to see. We get all ages out, people that are experts, people completely new to bonsai, young, old. This is photos from our exhibition last year. We have over 30 exhibitors coming again this year, bringing bonsai that they care for on their own, and they bring it in to show. And visitors will vote on their favorite, and they can tell us why they like it. It's a lot of fun. The ones that win get bragging rights for a full year that they got in the top 3 in our exhibition. This is our bonsai courtyard, which will also be open a little bit extended hours for the Art of Bonsai. We are open 9 to 5, and our conservatory is typically open 10 to 4. The bonsai courtyard's attached to the conservatory. That will be open both will be open an extra hour. And we will have our bonsai experts out there. Here's some right now. You're seeing
some out there right now.
that we have John, who is our staff bonsai expert, but he works with a whole slew of these dedicated volunteers that just have a passion for this art.
Today's Thursday, which is Bonsai Day.
Yep.
And then this whole group, as we're seeing some of the studio there, they're there right now, working on many of the plants that we just seen on the screen, and we're getting those ready for our local community and Jackson County, Washtenaw County. There'll be folks coming from all these different counties to come and see this tree, because bonsai, I always say that bonsai is like a secret. Nobody knows anything about it, and they sometimes don't even know how to say it.
Right.
You know, I know that because when people come into the studio, I hear them, "Oh, bonsai." I'm like, no, I hear it all the time.
All right, so what is bonsai?
So bonsai is an art form, okay? First and foremost, it's an art form. And it is an art form that is a Japanese art form. There's two different, in the third, when the Chinese began this art form, and they called it penjing. And penjing means tray or pot, panorama. So think about those two, it's panorama. And bonsai means tray or pot, and then it means the action of planting the tree in that pot. So the next part of that art form comes into the relationship. Japanese are heavy into discipline, and so there are guidelines when producing a bonsai plant. One that is real common that I'll just give off real quick, and you'll notice when you've seen on the screen, all plants are designed, when all artists work on them, we make them so they bow to you. They always bow to you. So each one is wired specifically with a little bit of tip bowed to you to greet you when you come in, like the Japanese greet people.
I
That's-
did not know that.
Yeah, that's one thing, and most people don't when I'm talking about it there. And then that's part of one of the disciplines. And so the ultimate end of bonsai is the fact that we are trying to mimic the proportions of an old tree without having you notice that I even touched it. And it's sitting in a pot. And so the difference between the two, the Pinjing, the Chinese version, and the Japanese version would be the fact that they are more into panoramas and building a whole landscape versus the Japanese took this and said, let's just focus all on the tree only.
Got
That's sort of the art of bonsai.
All right, that's happening this weekend. Just one of many things. It's a summer of outdoor adventure as well. Let's talk about some of the other things coming along at
Yes.
Hidden Lake Gardens.
We're just encouraging people, make sure that you don't miss the chance during the summer to come out and see the Skywalk. If you haven't been, you did come last year, come this year, you'll see lots of changes. We even had Sparty come out. And he loved it.
Yeah, that was a whole,
He had
that
a
was,
great
that was a
time.
highlight for me. I
Yeah.
drove him everywhere. That was my only
Yep.
job, to
Yep.
drive Sparty anywhere,
And
all
we
back
couldn't
and
miss
forth
that
to the
photo
Skywalk.
op. Yep.
Not much of a conversationalist, though, is
No,
he?
no, he wasn't, but I
No.
kept talking the whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, just if you haven't been out again, come out, see us. If you want to come out this Saturday, you'll get the extra benefit of seeing all the bonsai. One thing I wanted to mention when John was talking too is a lot of people find surprising is the age of the trees. They are decades old. I don't know what the oldest
Yeah,
tree
many.
is.
Right now, the oldest tree we have is the ponderosa pine. There's the term Yamadori is a wild taken plant, so it was something that was taken from the wild, and it was many times they're taken from Arizona or Colorado, Montana, from crevices of rocks, and so their environmental conditions were really harsh. So the tree is old. So the one that we have, the oldest one we have right now is about 206 years old.
Of the
around-
bonsai?
Of a bonsai, yeah.
So these are regular trees that are just made to be small.
small.
That's correct.
Yes,
And
exactly.
so,
Okay.
and that normally in the environment, it was, its life was shortened, or I should say reduced in size, because it just didn't have enough roots. It didn't have enough energy because it was living and it germinated in a crack of a rock, a large boulder.
Amazing.
And so a lot of the trees we have, most of the bonsai plants are anywhere between 8 inches tall and probably maybe 3 feet, and that would be our probably tallest. So that 206 years is probably our oldest, and many are within the 30 to the 89-year-old
Who knew?
range.
I thought they were baby trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
All right. You got some classes, Jessica?
Yes, we just wanted to remind everyone we do have yoga every Thursday
Functional
throughout the summer.
yoga.
Yep. Always check our website and Facebook page in case there's emergency cancellations or we move it inside due to weather. But typically we're outside along the lakeside with Rita, and it's a
Wow.
lot of fun.
Looks like a great spot, too.
Oh yeah,
It is.
yeah, to practice that.
All right. You are connecting with the community as well. You've got some events that get your volunteers out on the road.
Yes, yep, we always are taking new volunteers. This is a special opportunity. We keep that section of M50 clean, and Hidden Lake Gardens has adopted that fronts the section of the highway that fronts Hidden Lake Gardens itself. So we do take volunteers that just want to come and help clean up that day, July 20th and September 28th. That's coming up a week from Saturday. And that's always just a fun way to get to know some people
Generally
in the
takes
community.
about 3 hours to go. So usually if we have a larger group like what you're seeing there, we'll go, a part of that group will go one way, the other part will go the other way, and we try to just cover both sides of the entry area.
I would hope people aren't throwing out a lot of trash in your Hidden Lake Gardens.
You know,
You'd be
I'll tell you
surprised.
what, we noticed that just after COVID, there was hardly no trash whatsoever.
'Cause
You had
there's
like a
less
bag and a
traffic.
half.
Yeah.
But then, now that we're back out of COVID, there's trash all over the
Back
place.
to,
Go figure.
back to normal life, good and
Yeah,
bad.
that's the way it goes.
Run for the Hills coming up. When is that?
Yes, that's Saturday, September 14th. Registration is open, available on our website. You can also sign up through the Run Sign Up website. Many runners are familiar with that. This is a great event. We get lots of people coming out every year, new and return runners. You can run or walk. It's a 5K or a 1 mile. Strollers are welcome, wagons, however you want to do it. But it's just a fun time. We'll have our yoga instructor usually leads us in stretching, and it'll just be.
A lot of people like to really enjoy it because obviously you're either going up or down at Hidden
Yeah,
Lake Gardens.
right.
And so they really like the challenge of getting out, and really it's very hilly and it is very challenging.
Is it in Hidden Lake
It's
Gardens?
Yes,
in Hidden
yeah.
Lake. It starts right at the visitor center. That's where the beginning will start, and then they'll run pretty much the whole
And
five.
it's on our paved trails.
Yep,
yeah.
all on
Yeah,
the
there's
page.
no flat land in Hidden Lake Gardens.
Not much.
No.
Not much.
And we keep the gardens closed until the run is complete, so
Yeah.
they don't have to worry about
No,
traffic.
no
Yeah.
trampling will occur.
Right, and it's being in mid-September like that. It's usually a nice fall morning.
Oh, yeah. Can anyone learn to be a bonsai gardener?
Yes, absolutely. It's something that's not for the special person. It's actually fairly easy. For folks who are really interested in that, I would say come to the Art of Bonsai this Saturday. At 11 o'clock, the vendors will be there, and they will have everything you need. They will have plants that are already started, some that are just beginning started, so you can get started. I would always suggest someone to get a plant like that because it's already began the process, and so then you can learn how to maintenance that process and move forward with it. It's easier than starting with a seed, and I will say that at my age, starting something from the seed is no longer a thing that I think about anymore.
I think we have one of the best selections of vendors we've ever had. coming in
Yeah,
this
we've got
year,
a
so
great selection of, they've
people
got
coming from out of state even.
everything
so,
they
yeah.
need,
Yeah.
everything.
Fantastic. Good to see you both. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
From Hidden Lake Gardens, Jessica Goodrich and John Genero.